afternoon, good morning, good...
Digitally, it's anytime it wants.
It is anytime. Okay, good.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Good to hear that. So everybody drink. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Okay, well, we just clean that up just a little bit. Well, welcome back. I believe you know Flo and I is a little bit of our Motormouth garage, and today we're actually we're in the garage.
Yes.
It's been kind of fun. It's been a little while since we talked to you. The last time we were in a tent and talking about things, but this is the beginning of 2016. And I think we've got...
no more ice fishing for me, though.
No, you're done ice fishing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so, though. The weather we've had in Amarillo this last 2 weeks, there's still some ice fishing to be done. My backyard for sure.
Well, that Speedos in the snow didn't work out too good, did it?
No, no, it didn't.
Speaking of that, we're going to be broadcasting from...
Florida. Digital Dealer in Orlando, Florida, starting next week. Can't wait to get down there and be a part of that, and we'll definitely... have a nice show for you guys coming from there. We'll have some special guests down there.
What makes Digital Dealer so special, and why do dealers from all over the nation converge?
You know, I remember when this started, and it was 4 or 5 years ago, and it was once a year, and they had it was a one-day deal, and they had about 30 speakers, in a garage. It was, and they put out some different deals, and now it's twice a year because it's gotten so large. And this year we were in Vegas the last time we went down there, and this time it's in Orlando. 8 to 10,000 people from all the dealerships come in and do it. There's going to be over 800 sessions going on. They're about 45 minutes at a turn. They bring in kind of the best in the industry in all the different areas for us to go learn and to learn all the different things. Everything from eBay to Facebook
social marketing. Our very own Mike Good presented at Digital Dealer.
Presenting again.
Yes, on culture and what makes a dealership special, and of course it's the people.
Right. Those of you that are already been customers of ours for a while, especially at the Toyota store, you know that culture and you know the difference of what we are, and it's just not a car dealership. It's definitely something different. Been around since 1983, and we'll cover that a little bit more with our special guest here in a few minutes.
Good deal.
We bring him in.
Speaking of special guests, I wanted to announce some of the upcoming guests. We're going to have Joe Street, the owner.
Yes, sir. 2014 Amarillo Man of the Year.
I wanted to ask you now. His some people have asked Street. It's not just a gimmick. His name is Joe Street, and he's
Joseph C. Joseph C. Street, and he's in the automobile business. Almost lost him to the legal business. He was about to head to law school, had a little time in the summer, and thought he'd sell cars, make a couple of bucks, and fell in love with the car industry up in Oklahoma. And then we were blessed enough to, he came down here to Amarillo and started this and has just paved the way for us to have an unbelievable set of stores, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the Street Auto Group, Street Volkswagen, and Street Toyota, and the things that are happening and bringing them together. And
that's exciting.
It's been exciting this year for 2015. We were talking about kind of what were the highlights of last year. Nothing more large or grandiose or anything as our new facility at 5000 Sonsi. If you haven't seen it, www.streetvw.com. You may be on our website now. Is how you found this podcast. But anyway, if you'll go back to the main page and hit that little Google spot, it'll take you for a virtual tour through the store. You got to see it. You got to go through it. It's the most transparent store you've ever seen.
Because there's a lot of glass, right?
Both.
Oh
we just have lots of glass and see
we
everything.
Have our first caller.
We have our first caller for the day. So
speaking of that, you have a lot of how much Windex do you guys go through there?
Well, I just as we did, we all bought stock in it before we opened the store because we knew what we were going to go through. The facility is about 60% glass.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it's really a lot of fun, and it gives I think it gives our customers a really fun feel. We get a lot of comments about it, and
now we did have one accident. Is that right? Somebody running into the
during
car?
Construction. Yeah, one of the guys turned to run and get something and ran right into.
Was
the glass.
there any damage?
No. So
I mean, not to him, to the glass. I mean, let's
no, it didn't hurt the glass. So yeah, no, everybody was it hurt his ego and his pride a little bit when he got up and got it clear. So
wow, our callers really want to get through. Yeah, you know what? Speaking of callers, we do have a special guest here, Dawn Headley.
Dawn Headley.
Isn't
she beautiful?
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Firefighter.
She volunteers at the Lake Tanglewood Fire Department at night. She's got her hat on right now.
Gotcha. Also, some other guests here. It says Tex. Are we talking nail techs, automobile techs?
We're hoping to get techs from the Big Texan, to come in and talk to us, or whatever, and talk about that big steak or whatever. So that's a great deal for 72 ounces for $72 or whatever happens, just like our great deals at our 2 stores.
Oh, great. Well, speaking of guests, let's bring in our first one. This is David Walker, Director of Training and Special. I had to have 2 cards for his title. Director of Training and Special Projects. Let's welcome David Walker.
That boy, yeah, very good. So there's roaming, and rolling.
Rolling.
So you are the new rolling reporter.
Exactly.
So for the Street Auto Group. So Dave comes to us with an unbelievable wealth of knowledge.
Got you some fake coffee.
Oh, thank you. I'm dying.
Yeah. So very, very good stuff. So Dave is our training specialist for both brands. Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's been here since 1983.
Yeah, 83. That's the original cup of water when we opened the Toyota store in 1983.
Oh, it's delicious. Yeah. 83 was a good year. I believe that was 82.
Yeah. Were you even born yet?
I was 3 years old.
You were 3 years old.
I was
very,
3 years
very,
old.
very good to hear. So, okay. Awesome. All right. So tell us a little bit about what you do for the Street Auto Group.
Well, mainly just special projects. I mean, when a project is
like
set before
Flo
me,
and I,
right?
We've been called special project.
Yeah. That's without beeping the microphones. That's one of the nicer things you and I've been called. So.
Exactly. When a project is set before me, the first thing I ask myself, is it special? And if it is, then
the first thing they ask when they meet you.
Right.
First thing, I get that same thing, Dave, everywhere I go. So.
And if it is special enough, then I'll undertake it.
Yeah.
So I do product training with our sales staff. I do help our customers out a little bit when they have questions about technology on their vehicles. And just really special projects means I'm the executive director of stuff that nobody else wants to fool with. So that's my...
Kind of like me, they gave me that title GM. It was General Maintenance.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they fooled me heavily with that one. So Dave just did a project for us, and he did the Passat.
Special one.
A special project. He did the Passat against the Camry. Wow. And it was supposed to be, hey, Dave, let's keep it to 30 minutes and see what we can get done. And about an hour and a half later, salespeople still asking questions, still engaged. 2 amazing cars in a segment that is a pretty tough segment. There's a lot of good stuff in there. So.
That's true. I mean, you're going up against, the Accord, the Altima, the Fusion, all of those really nice cars. And it's become a very competitive segment. Really, it's become a competitive industry, just to be real honest.
Absolutely.
But I know I'm supposed to say this because we have a Toyota store and a VW store, but I think the Camry and the Passat are the best you can get in the midsize sedan segment. And they're really, even though they're about the same on paper, they're about the same price, they're about the same size, they couldn't be more different in just the experience of driving and owning them. So I think it's so great that we get to offer those 2 completely different types of people exactly the car that they want without having to go to another dealership.
Right. And one of the things that we try and get people to understand is that we offer you that shopping experience. They say that most people will shop at least 3 stores, or at least try and go look at 3 different cars to go at. So we'll put those 2 there. With 600 used cars plus on the lot at any given time, we've probably got the others. We probably have an Altima or we have a Maxima, and we give you that opportunity to drive those. And we tell people the great way to go see whether you want to buy something new is go drive one 2 years old. In the old days, we used to get people tell us, you know what, I was going out of town and we were thinking about buying a car, so I rented a Taurus or a Passat or a Camry, and with a couple of miles on it, I wanted to see what it, how does it hold up and how does it go. And I think you'll find with both those cars that they're just top notch.
Oh, they're tremendous, yeah, absolutely.
Great. So, 2 questions from the studio. One is from Don Headley. Which has more headroom, the Passat or the Camry?
It depends. We found that especially some of our salespeople and managers tend to carry their head in a different part of their body than most people do. Right. So then you're talking about hip room.
And reclining seats.
And reclining seats, yes. I will point out that the Passat has class-leading rear seat legroom. So we have a heady friend over here. If you have leggy friends who sit in the back seat,
that's next week.
Oh, yeah. Excellent.
In Orlando. Absolutely, yeah. So if you're looking for something on that commercial side, if you're selling real estate or you carry clients and you have to do that, something to consider. Sometimes you don't think about that, being able to, say, put 5 people comfortably to be able to drive for a period of time, and whether it be look at houses or look at property or whatever you're having to carry. I guess Uber. If you're going to be an Uber dude, as long as we're going to talk about all that for those people that are into Uber. And so I guess Uber is in Amarillo now. So we have really come into the...
That's Uber.
No, that's Goober. Goober's the driver. Goober driving Uber.
Now, is there an umlaut over the U in Uber?
That's a great question, but first you'll have to explain to us what an umlaut. We have a car lot.
That's what we had for lunch.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
umlaut.
It's the two little dots above the U.
I would think so, probably.
I think so. Anyway, it doesn't. There's an umlaut in your full name, isn't there?
That's right.
In Floggen.
Flurgen.
Exactly. So, okay.
Our last question is more about the auto industry. You know what? And people want to take advantage of these great minds we have here and ask one burning question. What goes on when the salesman leaves and says, "Let me check with my manager"? Now, people
how many times did that question get sent in? That had to,
that is a closely guarded
by my mother.
secret.
And, it's like I said, Mom. I think we have a clip of what goes on.
Oh,
yeah.
excellent.
If you watch the screen here for just a second, then let's talk about it afterwards.
Now we know.
Yeah. Well, probably these two haven't been doing it as long as I have, and so with 35 years of doing this in the car business, it probably
I was in diapers back then.
Yeah, it probably had a whole different meaning in my younger years of selling cars, and that guy was, hiding behind the door, and it had a lot of games to it. Actually, what it is nowadays, it truly is a help to the salesperson. Very difficult for the salesperson to know all the different rebates and whether it's better to lease or not lease or what the deal is with the car, and so we have management staff to help with that. They also are looking for the best financing. There was all kinds of different things that happened with the financing, and you played all kinds of games. Ever since the internet's come around, I don't think there's a lot of games. You, the consumer, in most cases come in and tell us things that we don't know. I get educated by you as much as I get educated by the manufacturer or anybody else, because y'all seem to find it before we do. Now what that is just somebody to help that salesperson give you the best deal that we possibly can. Once again, in the Street Auto Group, it's all about you, the customer. We're gonna show you the difference. We talked a little bit about leasing. Yes, 20 years ago, I would not have been a proponent of leasing. Today, I am. The average customer in America still keeps their car about 27 months. So you sit there and say, well, I want to own the car. Well, guess what? You don't. The bank does if you've signed up for a 72-month deal. We're going to show you ways to go 36 months, have options at the end of that 36 months, depending what happens to the market. If the market's great, you buy the car, you wholesale it, you put it on Craigslist or do whatever you want, make a few bucks. If the market tanked, the car's worth nothing, you walk in and you say, hey, John, Dave, Flo, I love you guys dearly, but guess what? Here's the keys. This one's on you. Yeah. And I'm going to go do something else. Oh, great, wonderful. Hey, Dave, there's another one, ting. Yeah, there he goes.
Well, leasing it's really tailored to the way that people have been buying cars. And what a lot of people would do is they would finance long-term to get their payments low, but then, like you said, they want to trade in 2.5 or 3 years, and so they're upside down, they're tanked, they're flipped, they're in the tub.
Oh my gosh, we can sit here all day with
it. It's set up from the beginning to do it the way you were going to do it anyway. So if you're going to keep a car for 3 years, why in the world would you finance it for 6?
During that 3 years, still under warranty. Yeah. So depending on what manufacturer it is, chances are your maintenance is probably still included there.
Your maintenance is covered with Toyota for 2 years or 25,000 miles.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to talk real quickly about something called Car Catcher.
Oh, yes.
And if you go into our site, you'll see a little thing that you can click on. It's what are those little things called, or whatever? You guys have all that fancy digital talk.
A button.
It's a button.
It's okay. A dongle or a button or whatever. Anyway, we have a thing we call Car Catcher, and it kind of falls into a any car you want type thing.
Is that the repo guy that was coming to my door? That's a different kind
of car catcher. That's a different car catcher. Okay, but that is another. He has a truck with him. Our guy has like a little net or whatever.
Oh, okay, good.
We get a lot of calls from different people that are saying, hey, I found a car in Orlando that I really want to buy, but they won't take my trade. They won't tell me how to get the car. They want me to produce my own financing, and I can't figure out how to buy this car. I don't have $27,000 or $30,000 or $40,000 or $50,000 to send them to buy the car. And then how do I know it's a good car? How do I know they're legit? I mean, how do I know I'm not going to get taken? If for some reason this guy's willing to take like a $500 deposit, I'm scared to do that. We take all of that away. Come see us. Show us which car you found, or we'll help you find that car. We'll appraise your trade. We'll help you with financing. We'll set up the freight. And guess what? If the car comes in and it's not what it's supposed to be, it's not on you. It's on us. We'll chase it back through the channels or whatever has to be done to get that taken care of. We offer the most competitive financing by far in town, especially with our two original manufacturers, with Toyota and Volkswagen. You're not going to beat those by any means. We offer the service as part of what we do. Come in, let us help you, let us counsel you, and if that's the car, we can take the trade. If you got the deal and you want to sell the trade to your neighbor, we can help with that too, because we can offer financing to your neighbor or to your cousin. When you think cars and you think automobiles, you need to think Street Auto Group. We're here to help you. We've been here since 1983, and it's all about the customer. It always has been for us. 82 maybe, somewhere in there. 82? Okay, since 1982. Well, that first 6 months was a little rough. We try not to remember that. It was a leap year.
That's a leap year.
Yeah, there's a leap in there too.
I've been here since '05 myself.
Yeah, '05. So please feel free to send us your questions, your emails. Our addresses are on there, or street.com, streetvw.com, any of those things, streettoyota.com.
There's no Ubers.
They'll get you to us.
Right?
No umlauts.
Oh, no umlauts.
We have kind of a better Uber with our concierge service, whatever. We take you and it's free.
Take you wherever you want to go.
Yeah, fresh cup of coffee and just come in for service. The last thing I think we want to cover real quickly is let's talk about service and the fact that we do work on anything. If you love our service departments, which most everybody does. Either way, it's Amarillo. We can get away with either one.
Everybody do.
How many years in a row have we won, the service department won Best of Amarillo?
Yeah, Best of Amarillo, 10 years running now. So we were
since
part
it started, right?
Yeah.
I think we're undefeated.
Yes, we are. So
I
we're
think
part
we
of the
still
10-year celebration.
So we are almost the Muhammad Ali of service departments.
Yes, we were the
float like a butterfly.
The Ronda Rousey of 3 months ago.
Yeah, well, we don't want to take that fall she took those, so let's be careful. Okay. We will be happy to help you in any way, shape, or form. So all you got to do, pull into our service drives. We'll take great care of you. Good, honest business, good, honest people. Those of you that know us like this, send us your comments, send us your questions. So we'll cover it. Like once again, Flo and I will be coming to you from Orlando, Florida.
Looking forward to
next week.
So I guess that means I don't get to go to Orlando.
If you haven't noticed, we keep dodging that question. But yes. Somebody's got to stay here and right the ship, as they say.
Right.
Yes.
Right. See, right the ship.
Exactly. It's a special project.
It's a special project.
I'll be working on it while you're in Orlando.
Absolutely perfect. Okay.
Perfect.
So from our beautiful studios in the
heart of Amarillo.
That's probably where we are. So, okay.
Thank you, guys.